Are you ready?
Seconds left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts
right here, right
This
now.
is a message to all the haters out there. If you don't like what I do, but you watch everything I'm doing, you're still a fan.
I wanna do it with the wicked inside. I need a 1, 2, 3, how I'm mad.
Drop your glasses, shake your asses, face screwed up like you having hot flashes.
Niggas is mad, I get more butt than ashtrays. Fuck a fair one, I get mine the fast way.
Stop, drop, shut them down, open up shop.
Born in the ghetto, it's hard to survive. Some have achieved and many brothers tried.
Ooh la la la, it's the way that we rock when we do it, I think. What would you do to get to me? What would you say? Have you waited?
What's going on, everybody? This is your main man, Ox Smooth Baron, and you're tuned in to Hog HQ. Woo! Pig Sue! Wee! Go Hogs!
Hogs go Hogs. Shout out to Isaac Smooth Baron for that intro. Adam, nice work. Nice work on the intro. I like how you mix it up with a little montage of 90s joints. I like that. Real nice. Yeah, gotta do it. Gotta do it. Look, y'all know what it is, and y'all know why we're here. Look, this is Hog HQ Live, brought to you by the Hog Talk Podcast. This is episode 67, and you know how we do. Hashtag tell a friend to tell a friend that we're back again with another episode, just to keep it jumping on everything Razorback news. Before we get started tonight, let me introduce the guys. This gentleman right here, this is Adam, and this gentleman right here, this is Hart, aka Mr. Sports Almanac. Steve Cover, hey, not having left the park cost us a series already. Yeah, we're gonna tap into that. We definitely gonna get into that, and we're gonna also have some things to talk about on the baseball front, as well as tap into some football this week. Like I said, it's about that time we start talking about spring game and things of that nature. We're gonna start that early, and then we got some Porter news as well. And stay tuned. You see what the hashtag says at the bottom of the left screen, Hog News. So we got some insider information for you. Y'all stay tapped in to what we got going on. Transplant Texan, thank you for chiming in with us and getting in here early. We thank you for joining us. Now I found out because I was on a Hog Talk, and I can't see the emoji from my screen, but it's the salute.
Yes.
Yes, it's a Salute. So yeah, shout out to you, Salute, transplant Texan. Before we get started, you know what we got to do. Pay some bills. Show some love to our spot.
Let's take a quick time out and talk about something just as important as Arkansas basketball. Your home. Our friends over at Premium Supply are like the MVPs of home improvement. They've got everything you need to make your house a slam dunk. We're talking siding, soffit, columns, windows, doors, vents, decking, the whole playbook. Whether you're building from the ground up or just doing a little home court maintenance, they've got you covered. And with locations in Conway, North Little Rock, Russellville, and Jonesboro, there's always a Premium Supply close enough for a fast break. So if you're looking for premium products with premium customer service, make your next shot count and visit www.premiumsupplyllc.com. Use promo code HOGHQ for a 5% discount on your next purchase. Premium Supply, where we treat each of our customers like one of the family.
On that advertising. Let me give a shout out to a couple people real quick who I see are viewing us from different platforms. Let's let you know we are. So the Hog Talk, we got some viewers on the Hog Talk on X, Hog HQ from YouTube, Hog Talk Podcast on YouTube. We got some people from Matt Page, Adam Page, and the Hog Talk Facebook. So thank you for that. And once again, you see what's on the screen. Remember that when you reach out to Premium Supply and ask for any type of advertising, any type of work you need done, please let them know that you heard about them through Hog HQ Live at your purchase, and you will receive a discount. So shout out to them for that. Also, David, shout out to David for viewing with us, and Kenneth as well. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get into it because we know why you're here. Yeah, Joshua. Shout out to you, Joshua. Thanks for tapping in. Hate to see our baseball team lose, but I'm like Adam. I hate being the number one team and love being an underdog. Yeah, most definitely. We talked about this before. Every single week, I'm going to say it until we're done and we in Omaha. This is a marathon, right? It's not a sprint. At the end of the day, we know that this is going to be a long scenario of ups and downs, injuries, great pitching, great hitting, some slumps, et cetera, et cetera. So at the end of the day, we know that it's the end game that really matters. We know that we are going to drop some games. A lot of people don't have so much love for the early or the midweek games. But playing the SEC, you're going to go against great competition. And Georgia was one of those teams that we discussed last week and the week before. It's being one of the top teams as far as home runs are concerned. And we want to see how Arkansas will fare against a team just as talented as them. And we seen what the outcome was. Once again, took off the 13-3 in the first game. And then 7-6, 7-6 in the second and third game. So that was the first series that we dropped of the year. First series of the drop of the year. So, like I said, it would tell us a lot about who we were. We also look at it from a standpoint of even when we lose a game against a great opponent or a lesser opponent, we know this is going to pay dividends in the long run to seeing what we need to work on, seeing who we need to add in rotation, et cetera, et cetera. Guys, I'm going to hand it over to you guys. Let's go ahead and jump into this Hog baseball loss and see what you guys are thinking right now. Adam, go ahead.
You know, it's something that, like I said in the last show and post, like the sky's not falling. We're disappointed more than anything. Like Josh put on there. I mean, I don't like being number one, especially where we're at this season. You know, I think the last game is May 17th, and so we're a little over a month out. And I'd rather sit, you know, in that 2 through 5 spot, but things happen. I think that's possibly coming up. I mean, which we'll get into later, but I think we need a rotation change. I'm fine with Zach Root. I'm fine with Vital Cheese to close out the weekends.
Gotcha.
But I think that the Saturday, I don't like Gackle starting game 2. He struggled. Yes, he's 2-1, but he's also given up like 6.69 ERA. But this is also what happens because our bats were a little bit cold game 2 and game 3. So when you have pitching struggles and you don't have the bats to bail you out, things like this happen. I think they just need to look at the rotation. we have one of the deepest bullpens that I can ever remember Arkansas having. So I feel like that's something that needs to be utilized. Obviously, you use your midweek games to put some guys in, change up some rotations. I don't see why we don't test some things and see about moving Gackle off of the game 2 starter.
Gotcha. Change is always good. We've seen this in basketball as well due to injuries. We've seen coaches make maneuvers within the season, maneuver players around, find different matchups that work for us. So it's a possibility to deviate. Like I said, he's a great coach. What, he got 1,501?
1,500.
Yeah,
He didn't get the
1,500.
first.
Gotcha. 1,500 on the victory. So he's been doing this for a long time. He knows what he's doing. We trust in DVH that he'll make sure everything happens. Let me get to his comment, and then Hart, I'll get to you. I like the mix of base hits and home runs. I would prefer for the bats to get active early in the games with the concern in regards to starting pitching. Yeah, definitely agree with that, Transplant Texan. Great comment there. Miss Teresa. Hey, Miss Teresa. Miss Teresa, we're going to talk about what we talked about. We will drop 5, most likely, and it's fair. Gackle needs to get back in the bullpen. Jimenez may be a good replacement. Just my opinion. Transplant Texan. Can we address a P4 baseball program with a full artificial turf field?
They're not the only ones either. Doesn't Kentucky have a turf field?
I think they do.
I want to say Vanderbilt did.
I know there's 1 or 2 other teams that we play that have turf fields. Let's just Google that. Find out.
All right, Mr. Hart, we're going to go ahead and jump into your comments. What you like, what you saw, what do you think could be improved in regards to what we witnessed against Georgia?
Well, I will say about the Gackle and the rotation change, stay tuned to Hog News and you might hear something about that. As far as the weekend and everything, Souza getting hurt, I didn't like seeing that. I'm hearing some stuff, and I'll give you a little Hog News right now. I'm hearing he's going to be out for a while, and some rumors right now I haven't had confirmed saying he could be out for the year. Like I said, I haven't gotten it confirmed on that. We had a lot of runners left on base this weekend. Yep. Usually we get the hits and we're knocking them in. This time it was, solo home runs and stuff like that. We just weren't getting the timely hits. Pitching held up for the most part. You can kind of expect your starting rotation to give up roughly 3 runs in a game. I mean, you're going to have shutouts at times, but going against, if they aren't now, they were earlier the leading home run team in college baseball. Georgia was. Right. And they're number 7 for a reason. They got a good coach. They got a good roster. We just, like you said, our bats didn't really come alive at the right time. But pitching held up for the most part. I kind of agree with him and I like him. He's really stepping up. Doing kind of like what McIntyre was in the past. He's been somewhat struggling some, but he's kind of taking in that role, it seems like. I'm not sweating it. I still think this team can win the championship. I'm rather us have slumps in the season than in the postseason.
All right. Anybody recall the last time a college baseball team won a national championship with an undefeated season?
Never.
No, are you going to tell us?
No, it's never happened. That's what I'm saying. So it's like it's going to happen. You're going to go in there with some L's. Like I said, the objective of the game is to play at your best, play at your peak when it's the time, right? So whether it's SEC tournament or whether it's going in Omaha and finding some new pieces that may come out of nowhere. Let me go back up to this comment that I seen earlier.
But I do see, so Tennessee, all turf, Kentucky turf, Vandy turf, OU turf, Texas turf, Mizzou turf. So it's now becoming a thing because they look at it like it's less maintenance.
Mm-hmm.
Derek, who we wanted to fire after baseball lost this weekend? Great question. Because, every time we lose anything, we want to fire somebody. We haven't heard about the baseball, the batting coach all year long. I'm sure his name will pop up in the hate section. Maybe you want to fire DVH. I don't know. But like I said, it's really ridiculous. Let me go ahead and address this real quick. This is all. See, they don't even know it's about to happen. Looking at a post that was in the group. Anybody remember this post I'm talking about?
Is it the one about Dave and Two Faces or something?
Yeah. Dave faces good times. This is what we get. I'm sure he meant teams. Joshua Paul. I don't know you, sir, but let me tell you what we don't do. We don't disrespect people. Like I don't know if you needed a diaper change. You seem like an adult. I looked at your page, sir. You got to stop the foolery. We will boot your ass out this group. Understand that. We do not play disrespect. So look, I understand everybody was in their feelings, felt some type of way. And to be honest with you, in regards to the way that thread was going in the group, this particular game, and it could just be me, I think it made you feel like last year's team. What you saw this weekend in 3 games was like, this is what happened last year. Like, we were getting guys on base, and we left them stranded on the island and couldn't get them home. And I think it was reminiscent of that. It was a time where he was like, I don't know what we can do to fix this. And we watched that season go down the drain. And we seen those errors early. This is the first time that I've seen that with this particular team this year. So I'm not going to give up hope on Dave Van Horn and the guys. I think they're going to find a way to get it done. But like I say, it's going to be some humps and some bumps and lumps along the way. But you got to chill. Joshua Paul. What's that dude name that be fighting?
Jake Paul.
What's his brother name?
Logan Paul's wrestler.
Lakers in 5. Hogs in 5. Look, don't matter what your name is, sir. You got to stop the foolishness, okay? Mr. Reese was like, I got chewed out. I was like, Mr. Reese, we don't play that shit now. You know, you the queen around here. You do what you want to do. I mean, you know what I'm saying? We got much love for Mr. Reese. Anybody come here disrespecting nobody. You know what I'm saying? We don't play that.
Right.
Can't wait to get Wood back. Stay tuned. Stay tuned for that, dudes. May have something for you, sir. Every time we get this is a great one right here. I seen this one. Let me get it. Sorry. Justin, shout out to Justin. Thank you for tapping in. Justin, you are a loyal watcher and supporter. We appreciate it, sir. Does Texas go number 1 with the loss?
Did they win the series with Kentucky? Because they were on a rubber match today. I just don't know if they won that game.
We both checking it out.
What in the hell? Okay, Texas won today.
They did.
Yep.
Okay.
Motor number 1 in SEC after series win in Lexington. Yep. Mm-hmm. So that's very accurate, Justin. But like I say, they can have number 1. We just need to be number 1 at the end of the season. That's what matters. We need to be hosting the trophy. That's what matters. I can't believe this dude's like, boot me out the group. And I was like, bitch, I will boot your ass out the group. Go ahead.
Y'all like really got into it?
I don't go back and forth with children. I don't play those games. But I was looking at the disrespect and I'm like, why? Why is this man so? And I looked at him like, I haven't seen you comment on any posts during the season. So I'm just trying to figure out you making a post and being so upset about it. I was like, it's a bit immature. It's a bit tad much going back and forth with people, disrespecting people. I just didn't care for it. That's all I'm saying. And here at Hog HQ Live, we don't play that type of shit. Really? All right, moving on. Boom. 5. Did we get to 5? Yeah, we did get that.
Yeah. We do got 4 guys with 10 home runs right now on the team, so that's a positive.
Definitely a positive. You know, so a lot of times the positives get lost. All right, I didn't see the game, okay, but I've seen discussion on whether the turf field or poor base running was a reason for Sosa's injury. What say you?
From what I saw, he got kneed in the back of the shoulder, arm area, and he was immediately in pain. He didn't move for a while, so you knew it was something serious, especially if it's an upper body injury and you're laying on the ground that long. But we'll see what the diagnosis is. I haven't heard anything yet. I've put out feelers, but I haven't heard back.
I mean, I'm just going. Dave Van Horn doesn't typically just come out and divulge a bunch of information, but for him to come out and say that he's probably out for the rest of the season, I mean, tells you that it's obviously a major issue. But I don't know if you can blame turf for. I mean, I don't think we've heard too much of turf toe injuries in baseball, but maybe the Darren McFadden NFL injury bug's going to hit. Who knows?
But you got to understand, we're also the same fan base who say we shouldn't wear certain jerseys because it's bad luck. So any reason you can name just to say this is the reason why something happened. People are superstitious. It happens. Let me get Justin again. Remember Ole Miss struggling before going on an amazing, not really, natty run. Yeah, absolutely. Definitely thought they was out of it. So, and we haven't gotten that far in the season. So it'll be interesting to see what's going to happen. Let me see. I'd rather see a loss on a away series than give up a series at home. It's a great aspect. Never thought about it.
I mean, you played the number 7 team in the country, so it's not like you lost the series to Mizzou.
Right.
So, you know, it's one of those that it was bound to happen. And again, it's more disappointment than worry in my book. You know, sort out the things. You got 5 series left before the SEC tournament, so get your ducks in a row. Figure out if you need to make a pitching rotation change. Do whatever you need to do. Just keep it rolling. Forget about it. Don't, you know, you got. I forget who do we play Tuesday? UAPB, or did we just play them?
I think it's UAPB.
UAPB, and then next weekend we got
A&M.
A&M. So,
and they just put it on. They hit 2 grand slams in the 9th inning on South Carolina.
Your next 5 series are going to be tough ones. So luckily, you know, I think it's home away, home away, home. So yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
And the midweek games are about to end too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So we get straight to SEC play. This is the meat and potatoes of the schedule. Shout out to Logan. Thank you for joining us this evening, Logan. Well, this was one of the first games when we were truly tested. Absolutely. And we talked about that the other week, saying that this was going to happen. We need to see what we look like against a better opponent. I just like to relate things to different teams. Basketball went 0-5 and whooped up Kentucky. Football, you blew out Arkansas Pine Bluff. The comments were, you did what you were supposed to do. Then you lost to Oklahoma State and some other teams, and then you beat Tennessee. So there's hope. It's ups and downs in the season, so like I say. No need to fret, my pet. This is a 32-5 team. That's 12-3 in the SEC. Everyone needs to chill out. What Aaron Rodgers used to say? Relax. Just relax. Long comment, Mr. Teresa. We did Gage Wood back, so it's looking good through separated shoulder, trying to run on 3. Go ahead, run on 2nd with 1 out. And couldn't stretch a run in. Couldn't scratch a run in. Ugh. I'm hoping that we haven't begun a downhill slide. I know I shouldn't have already booked my hotel to Omaha. Miss Teresa, we know you're gonna travel. You're traveling queen. So go ahead and keep your reservations booked for Omaha. The boys gonna be there. I got a good feeling about it. Jim said they won 5-4. Oh yeah, he's talking about the other team matchup. Justin. I don't like being ranked. We play better with the unranked chipped on our shoulder.
In baseball, that's hard to get away from for Arkansas, though.
Yeah.
Now, football and basketball, it's not going to say the kiss of death, but leave us out.
Yeah. Logan, another comment. This is an Omaha series type game. Absolutely. Good to have this type of loss mid-season to build on and adjust early. Absolutely. Definitely got to do that. Next, Jim. Should have dropped 1, maybe 2. LSU at 3. Lost that series, I believe. Did we lose? We didn't lose the series to LSU.
No. They lost to Auburn, I think.
We have LSU coming up.
Okay, gotcha. Have I missed a transfer update? Jim, you stay tuned to that.
We kind of go down the list over here on the left.
See that? That's Mr. Petty AL. Yeah, he's going to make some money. But yeah, stay tuned for that, Jim. We're gonna definitely get locked into that. The picks, yeah, they got picks, yeah. Pickoff cost us too. It did. LSU got swept today. That's good news. It's good news to say, hey, they got swept. Maybe they got a chip on the shoulder. They'll play their best ball versus us losing the series, our first series of the year to Georgia. A good team as well.
Tough weekend for LSU.
So much.
And that's not even poking fun at them. That's...
Right. But yeah, so hopefully that series will be a good competitive series, and of course, we want the Hogs to take the series. We're gonna go ahead and transition from baseball, but before we do, You got something to show us real quick?
Another ad?
Don't do it then. Fuck it. Football. Let's go straight.
Let's take a quick timeout and talk about something just as important as Arkansas basketball. Your home. Our friends over at Premium Supply are like the MVPs of home improvement. They've got everything you need to make your house a slam dunk. We're talking siding, soffit, columns, windows, doors, vents, decking, the whole playbook. Whether you're building from the ground up or just doing a little home court maintenance, they've got you covered. And with locations in Conway, North Little Rock, Russellville, and Jonesboro, there's always a Premium Supply close enough for a fast break. So if you're looking for premium products with premium customer service, make your next shot count and visit www.premiumsupplyllc.com. Use promo code HOGHQ for a 5% discount on your next purchase. Premium Supply, where we treat each of our customers like one of the family.
We just do what we want to do here. But this is why y'all love watching us on Sunday nights, man. We just enjoy what we do, man. Look. Let me definitely check this, get a shout out. Lynn, Henry, and Logan Witcher. Thank you guys for hitting the like button. Definitely appreciate that. We're gonna transition smooth into football though. So the red and white game is coming up. They did have a mini scrimmage or a non-open to the public scrimmage the other day. Talk about some of the highlights. I know we got some information. We're gonna disclose that, Hart, about some of the information we got. Hold on.
We'll talk about it. Yeah, we'll just talk about what we think and stuff.
Let's do it. All right, so boom. We know we got the red and white game coming up. And before I get straight all the way into that, Adam, you talk about LSU.
Mm-hmm.
Even though we lost this series to Georgia, I'm so proud and thankful to be a Razorback fan as of right now. We're not Alabama, and they're attending for their spring game.
Oh, wait. If people are wondering.
Yeah. Other schools are getting some bad press right now. And like I said, we're not. Yeah, dude. That what a difference a year makes is what they say, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Going from 45, 50. They said 15,000. There ain't no way in hell that's 15,000 down there at the bottom.
Right.
Ain't no way.
That's so, like Arkansas saying that they had a sellout when 25% of the stadium's empty. Just because you sold out the season tickets don't mean that that's how many scan tickets there were.
I know you're not talking about the War Memorial game where they ran out of water.
No.
I digress.
I don't think they will. They got Arkansas State. Yeah, I don't think they're going to do it this year.
There you go. So, yeah, we're not Alabama in that regard. We're not getting type of press. LSU with some sad news going on with them. And we're also not Tennessee. We don't have the type of problems. 50,000 to 5,000. What in the hell is happening in college football?
This is Oklahoma's.
Wow.
I mean, number one, the transfer portal needs to stop being after the spring games. Close that window.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, spring games aren't what they used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And with the transfer portals, like many coaches have came out and spoke out on whether they canceled their spring games or whatever. I'm not going to give you practice tape or game film to use just to enter the portal.
Mm-hmm.
So, everybody thought kind of like Ole Miss is what they started last year, basically being an elementary field day with dunk contests and ring around the posy and all that. Like, people laughed at it, but in grand scheme of things, it's not a bad idea for the fact of you're trying to not put out film for anybody.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have an issue with it. I think I've never really cared much for spring games. I think it's just something else for media to hype up, for social media departments of the programs to hype up. I don't need to hear any more about spring games and 22-mile-an-hour athletes and this, that, and the other. Like, I don't need it. I'd rather them just go through, like, just open your scrimmages up to the public. If you want to do that, you don't have to make a whole spectacle. Like, oh, this is the red-white game. This is the spring game. This is that. Like, no, I don't care.
To the average fan who really doesn't dig and do research, they just listen to media outlets. These are the same people who get pissed every year because they say, you guys hyped them up and you told me they were going to be this at the third. So I definitely understand it. Now, so you're talking about spring games. I do want to throw something that is not Arkansas related, but it is college football related. I don't know if you guys, well, I know you guys heard about the the potential matchup between Syracuse and Colorado for a spring game, similar to what the NFL does. So the NFL in preseason, they scrimmage a team for a week, and then, like I said, they basically have like a little.
All the best fights come out of.
Absolutely, every single year. Definitely in the Ravens camp because they just undisciplined. But I digress.
I believe more fights happen between the Jets and Steelers than anybody.
You don't come to Pittsburgh playing. Yeah, we don't play that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I thought that was a great idea. By I can't think of the gentleman's name. The last name Brown, I want to say, at Syracuse. The coach from Syracuse.
Fran Brown.
Yeah, him. And I'm gonna throw him out there if something ever happens. I like what he's doing.
Fran Brown is going to get a major pay bump and major job increase within the next three seasons. I'm surprised he didn't after this last season.
Right.
But the recruiting classes that he's putting together at Syracuse, of all places, something to watch out for.
We haven't looked at Syracuse football since Donovan McNabb.
Were they even looked at then?
Just him, because he was up for the Heisman. But yeah, you're right. Potential thought process of two teams out of conference that were coaches who had a relationship and just say, hey, how about we scrimmage each other and then actually have a scrimmage game, practice each other, and have a scrimmage game for everybody to view. I think that's a realistic expectation for both teams to get real live reps, 1, 2s, and 3s against different opponents. You're playing basically the cupcake game you usually schedule during the season. You're playing it with a nice team that is evenly matched for the most part before the season even starts. I like the concept. Fran Brown said, well, they shot it down. He said, maybe we should let Bill Belichick come up with it, and maybe it would have got passed.
Not wrong.
Yeah, he's not wrong at all. All right, look, that's what it is. Let's go ahead and get to Arkansas and the spring game. Heard about Leave It to Prime to look for ways to generate revenue and eyeballs to his program. Yeah, just know that he got interviewed by Honey Gurchet. They didn't have any head coaching experience. Meanwhile, we hired an offensive line coach. But I digress all night long. Nico, I'm leaving you asking for 40 M's. Yeah, how much his brother asked for? Justin.
The only thing I'll say is, we don't need to, I know it's funny because it didn't happen to us.
Right.
But don't put it on Madden because of what Nico did.
Okay, so I'm glad he brought it up, and we will get to Arkansas in the spring game. But there's so many things to talk about in that regard. I thought about that. Somebody asked me in another group, so what do you guys think? I think his brother, I can't speak for him, of course, but I think he's watching from afar and watching the ridicule, the scrutiny of how his brother's being treated. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but I would think in his situation, wherever his brother lands, I don't think he will be one to follow him because he wants to make his own mark. Plus, if Taylor Green has the year we think he can have in Coach Petrino's year 2 system, then I think at this point, Jackson and Madden are going to be up for the starting job next year at quarterback. So I think Arkansas is the best situation for him right now. If you don't know, in his high school career, he hadn't played a lot. I think he only played like his junior, senior year. So he doesn't have a lot of experience. It's going to be great to watch him grow. Him and Jackson, the left-handed quarterback for Arkansas, get an opportunity to learn and grow in the system, see how things change, and watch it maturate into something special. Who was that, Nico?
Yeah, this is 4 days ago. They, focused on the details, and then 3 days later, he's not on the team anymore.
Yeah. Tennessee said we standing on business. You can get your ass.
Hey, props to him for that.
For real. And I like what
I kind of looked at it it's like you said, we get the Arkansas upcoming spring game after this, but I kind of look at it like this, with revenue sharing starting this fall. Still, I don't think it's out there for sure, for certain what's going to happen NIL wise. Everything right now is anything 600 or more, anything new 600 or more will have to be reviewed by an arbitrator and approved or denied, whatever. I feel like this is a last-ditch effort for a number of guys in this transfer portal window before July to try to get whatever bag they can. Because this fall, things are going to change potentially. So it's one of those that for you to wait this long,
right,
for this to like all of a sudden come up, they need to go to contracts with the revenue sharing. It needs to be, because they have to sign 12-month deals with particular companies, brand, whatever, for NIL. So when you start getting revenue sharing, I think you need to sign a 2 to 3 year contract. You want to enter the portal, $10,000.
Yeah.
Then you want to transfer to another school. Then what? Depending on how much revenue you get from the school, guess what? You need to pay $100,000 to transfer.
Yeah.
If the team you go to wants to pay that, go for it. But either you or your agent can pay a $10,000 fee for you to enter the transfer portal.
And I've seen some accounts where people mention his dad as if he was ahead of this. I don't know if it's his dad or his agent speaking on his behalf. Either way it goes, it's not a good look. I think this is one of those situations where it was going to happen eventually to somebody. And I'm glad that it's now happening so somebody can get in front of it and then figure out what needs to happen going forward. As you stated, go ahead with the contracts. The dude asked for more money. I think he was getting 2.3 or 2.5?
2.2, 2.3, and the rumor was around 4 because you saw Carson Beck get $4 million more for Miami than staying at Georgia. And then there was somebody else. Within hell, on the basketball side of things, you're seeing JT Toppin. That's going to be getting 4+. So it's then you got
the number one recruit that's going to BYU. They said that
Devance, his was a $6 million deal to BYU.
Right.
You got Terrence Mann calling out players for $500,000-$600,000 that aren't that good, and then our assistant basketball coach getting drugged. I got that. Cool. Don't worry.
Yeah. He got it in the database. About to pull it up. All right, Hart, you was about to say something?
No, about that.
Gotcha. So, Adam, you was tapping in on this. The exchange.
This was a quote by Terrence Mann. He plays for the Hawks. You have kids that average 6 points a game asking for $500,000, $600,000. That's the asking price, but you're not that good. And then Tyler Eulis, Arkansas's assistant coach, chimes in and says, mind you, this man averages 7. And then Terrence Mann, of course, responds and says, you could never last in the big league, big boy league. I understand your frustration, coach. So
nice, tasteful back and forth.
It could have gotten out of hand. I mean, I just look at it like whether it's a player, whether it's something you're selling, whether it's something I'm selling, it's worth whatever somebody's going to pay for it.
Facts.
So we can balk all we want at they're not worth this, they're not worth that. But if there's a coat, if there's a brand, a company, an NIL collective, whatever that says, hey, you're worth $3 million, tough shit. You're worth $3 million.
Yep. Real quick.
Go ahead. No, I just think going back to the contract thing and the whatever else. I mean, like we're saying with free agency, like we're saying with all that, like give them the contract and start collecting game checks like pro athletes do. Guess what? You sit out, you don't get paid.
Thanks.
Point blank. Period.
And with that sitting out, I'm not wishing on anybody. But if Taylor Green runs for his life like he did last year behind that offensive line, at some point you're going to see Jackson or Madden in the game. I'm saying that to say this. That'll be good reps for them in real games that matter. And then a nice look at what they can actually do in live fire. I probably shouldn't say that. Well, in game time reps. Let me say that part. You just never can be too careful these days. Shout out to Wes. OC Brown. Okay, Ashland. Pipkin. Lynn. I'm just looking at some of the names people hitting the like button. Yeah, thank y'all. Wes. Definitely. Okay, boom. Keep it moving. Yep. What will the market support? In Tennessee, they were not supporting $4 million for Nico.
Yeah.
Great statement.
I mean,
he's not a top 5 or 6 quarterback in the SEC.
The SEC. I'm glad you stated that.
I mean, they won, got to the playoff, won 10 games, whatever. But I'm like, you threw for a little over 2,000 yards, 19 touchdowns, and 5 picks.
Right.
Like, why does that equal $4 million in your head.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man.
And you fucked around and found out with your coach.
Bloop.
You wanted this, and he said bye. I mean, I don't feel sorry for you. You're
Right.
not in a contract, so we don't have to worry about you getting your money or getting what's due to you. So, hey, here, a contract would have benefited you.
Jesse said, what coach mentioned buyout in the transfer portal? Was that Michigan State? That may have been a bad. I'm thinking something recent.
I do remember somebody talking about that, and even
I know,
the other school paying for it and stuff.
Well,
like
Jay
that.
Billis talked about it when he was him and Coach K were on the Sirius XM Sports, because Jay Billis said like that was his easy, not easy. His words may have been easy, but it's not an easy fix. But was giving these players contracts, and there being buyouts if you want to go. Or there was one. Was it JB? Coach Brown?
You know what?
I think it was Coach Brown.
It was Coach Brown.
Because then in that whole thing too, he talked about one where like him knowing this or knowing how this was talking about all the NFL players that he's had.
Right.
But there's been a few of them that mentioned buyouts. Yeah. You want to go somewhere else, pay a transfer portal fee, and then when you do transfer, pay a larger fee to go to that school. Like I said, either that school's collective can pay it, you can pay it, your agent can pay it. If your agent thinks that you're going to be something in the NFL, whatever, y'all figure it out. But you shouldn't just get to go just because you got your feelings hurt.
Gotcha. So basically, in a nutshell, what you said was, we now need to sign an executive order to put tariffs on the transfer portal. But I digress. Moving on, we're getting to Arkansas and the spring game, baby. So, Mr. Hart, I do know we had some intel in regards to what was shown because it was not televised. So let's let the people know some of the intel that was shared about the spring game. Well,
spring game's next week.
Not the red-white game, but the
this week
scrimmage that was yesterday.
Okay, what I've basically heard is part of it. Start with Talon. I'd heard the same thing I had talked about a month ago with him, that he's really picked up the offense. He's reading it a lot quicker, and he's making good passes, especially on the deep ball. We'll see how that translates against defenses. With that, and then see, we got Braylon Russell's looking pretty good, but Mike Washington is a name that's really stuck out so far. He's been really impressing at the running back position. Let's see, we got Raylan Sharp has kind of emerged as a number one so far. And then we got Cam Shanks and Omega Blake are really doing things. Courtney Crutchfield's kind of he's kind of made the best plays or the biggest splash plays, but he's been inconsistent. And then Cisse, he's kind of been a little same thing. But it's we'll see what's going on with the practice or with the scrimmage game, but you ain't gonna get much. It's gonna be a bunch of long touchdowns, I'm sure, and stuff like that. But I think I'm trying to think how I want to say this. I think we're gonna have a better team than last year, possibly, but I think it's gonna be more spread out.
All right.
Like because we ain't gonna have Andrew around to rely on every time. So I think it's gonna be spread out a little bit more for that. But I'm confident in Bobby. I think he's gonna get what he's gonna get it out of him one way or another. He's gonna get it out of his players. So we'll see. Defense, I mean, you got a lot of new faces in some spots, and it's a work in progress, but I think the defense will be pretty well. Coach has them always, buying into his system. So I think it's taking time, but I think they've really grown as a team from what I've been hearing, and we'll see how that translates.
All right, so I'm going to take what you said, and I'm going to go in reverse order. I'm going to start on defense. So we got a bunch of guys that have talent that really haven't emerged as a standout guy or guy who has had years of experience on the particular team in that defense. I do know the information that we discussed about them hitting the portal, the next portal spot to get some interior linemen on defense. I definitely want to see Ian Drafford. Got the size. I just want to know, can he, with his don't do it, Adam. I just want to know, at his size, does he have what it takes to be a standout in the SEC series after series for the whole game? That's what I want to see. Also, looking at on the offensive side, all of our receivers are under 6'2", under 6'1". They're like 5'8", 5'9", which means they are good speedy guys that can run great routes. I think that means for us, Taylor Green and Bobby Trino have got together and said, we're going to get the ball out of your hand faster, which is going to help. We do know that the offensive line is much improved, and that's been a thing that's been holding us back as a team for the past couple of years. We have the quote-unquote offensive line guru, yet still we haven't sent one player to get drafted on the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
That's a problem. I haven't seen one guy that we recruited from high school who has got drafted under Coach Pittman at Arkansas as a head coach. Hasn't happened. So, once again, I've always said Coach Pittman is a year behind on everything. So, last year he decided he was going to work with the offensive line and be a GA to Mateos. I don't know why it took his ass on that long, but he finally figured it out. We got revenue sharing coming this year. Got the transfer from Georgia Tech at left tackle. Carmona. If somebody tell Carmona, I remember when you stepped on that damn boy's face or his ankle or whatever the hell that was in that bowl game. I ain't forgot. I haven't forgot that on that offensive line. Yeah. So Carmona, I say that to say this. What the girls be saying, it's given. It's given you got some dog in you and you play nasty. It's given Dan Skipper how he should step on people and act like it didn't happen. I like the fact that he understands at the next level for him to have the greatest opportunity, he needs to move inside and play guard. Now, having him next to the gentleman that transferred from Georgia Tech at left tackle, I like
Robinson.
Right. I like the left side of that line. I like the guy who's moving in at center. I think, that's going to solve a lot of our issues in regards to snaps, being able to organize and read blitzes pre-snap. That's going to help Taylor Green be able to make calls at the line, which he'll be able to do this year because he's more comfortable in the system. On the right side, Marion Harris. Real quick, what's the other guy that we had that came in the same class together? Two guys from Arkansas. He transferred to SMU.
Andrew Chamblee.
Is he still at SMU? Anybody know?
As far as I know, I can reach out and ask.
Gotcha.
Or I can just
you could look
at the roster.
I know people, so.
There you go, because you the plug.
remember that whole ordeal about him, losing the love of football, right?
Right, and then he ended up transferring. But you can chime in whenever you're ready, Adam. But
he's still there.
Okay, cool. And I'm gonna keep a lookout and see if he's starting this year, if it was even worth leaving. But to see Marion Harris finally get his weight under control and have a stable spot on the right side of the offensive line at guard, I like that. He's a big body. I think he can be able to use his weight and shift guys and lean on guys and create holes for the running backs for Washington and Russell.
Appeared in 13 games.
He appeared in 13 games?
Started one.
And my question to you is because he had started in Arkansas?
Yeah.
Okay.
But where did SMU get and where did Arkansas get?
Okay. I see where you're going there.
What do they offer?
A lot more money.
Show me the money. Gotcha. So you say he's a money-hungry scoundrel, and that's why he left Arkansas. Gotcha. It is what it is. Meanwhile, when people
wanted playing time,
when people transfer to Arkansas, we never say that about them. You left the little old podunk school to go to Arkansas to get all the money. That we don't say that though. But I digress. I'm digressing all night. You feel me?
Unless you're coming to the basketball team.
That don't count. That's different. Like we know that's paper play. Right tackle. Who we got at right tackle?
Shaq McCrory, the transfer from Oregon.
Fella from Oregon.
Isn't he like 6'8", something like that?
Yeah, he's a massive man.
Yeah. So I mean, to have some bookends. There you go, Adam. To have no, you good, Hart. It's Adam. But to have some bookends, some guys, I think Shaq has great upside. But the gentleman Robinson at left tackle, we know what he can do and what he did, his stats at Georgia Tech. I feel great about the offensive line. And of course, I want to see the second string and third string, etc., to see if Taylor Green will play better. If he keeps running for his life, he might as well join the track team at this point because it's over with. Mr. Petty, Mr. Digress, and Hart. I like what you did there, sir. I like what you did there.
I'm just going to say this, that it's April and there's a long time between now and September or August, or whenever that first game is. So, I mean, there's going to be news and stuff that comes out, but there may be transfers after this game.
There was last year.
Yeah.
There was last year.
And there's rumors swirling about a few. So we'll see what happens when that portal opens up.
Gotcha. You talked about receivers, running back Mike. I want to see if Braylon Russell really has a chip on the shoulder and got that dog in him to take over, keep the number one spot from Washington.
They say he's lost some weight.
Yeah,
20 pounds, something like that.
Right. And then, did anybody see the screen? Is anybody not seeing? Okay, maybe it's just me. And then I think at tight end, I said tight end was the most improved room.
I would hope when you have the number one tight end coach in the country. I heard all about him coming in, Morgan Turner, but I mean, you lost Luke Has.
Yeah, how do you improve after you lose Luke Has? That's where I mean, I'm not saying they're not capable of doing things, but it just when you lose somebody like Luke Has, that's hard to replace.
Gotcha.
I don't wish injury upon anybody, so I just wish the worst inconveniences for those Arkansas players that transferred to Ole Miss. Like, I really hope somebody breaks into your residence and steals your toilet seat, steals all the remotes in your apartment, house, whatever, lets the air out of your tires. Whatever. Just minor inconveniences. You know what? Go break into somebody's house and steal the little glass tray in the microwave.
That's good. That's petty. It's definitely petty. So yeah, that's that. So I'm interested to see what it looked like in regards to the whole landscape. Who they're looking at in the portal, who they're able to pull in. Once again, coaches, we don't need depth players. We need guys who can compete for the spot. We need guys who can compete for the starting spot. They can push the guy who's already there who feels comfortable. That's that.
Steal all their forks. That would be. I'm still over here. This is what I do.
Gotcha. Any comments on the red-white game that's coming up?
You know, I expect to have more. Okay, let me see how it first. More than OU.
Okay.
Maybe about the same. I'm going to go under 20,000 fans. Arkansas's lined it up well because you got softball before the game, then you've got the red-white game, and then you've got the baseball game. So I'm thinking that they'll just work their way down. I expect one of those, there'll be fans there to show up in the beginning, but then leave for the baseball game. It's one of those things that kind of after when you start getting into the 3s and the 4s, people, and this is no offense to those players, but people just aren't as interested by that point.
Gotcha.
And it's a spring game, so
it's a spring game.
Give us a dunk contest.
Oh,
dude! I mean, you set up Top Golf during the off season, so let the football team come out for a Top Golf competition.
Matter of fact, it was a highlight that was up because the Masters was this week, but this weekend. There was a little thing on, I think, on YouTube where they had the players at practice with like a little putting strip. So maybe that's in the plans. You never know.
Did you see all the new the shoes, the shoe game for the golfers at the Masters?
Oh, for sure.
All the custom Jordans, custom Nikes.
Yeah, the George
Phil Mickelson's off white.
That was nasty. Them customized. That was nasty. I like it. Anything else to close out on red white game?
No. All the Kool-Aid drinkers, just get your glasses ready.
Anybody you looking to see?
Honestly, I know Crushfield supposedly has been kind of inconsistent, but I'm anxious to see him. I'm anxious to see Charlie Collins.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's kind of like I'm ready not necessarily to see individual players, but, bringing up the heights of the wide receivers and whatnot. I'm ready to see Bobby Petrino use these wide receivers how Bobby Petrino has always used wide receivers. And, let's get some plays drawn up for these guys. seeing what Jordan Anthony's done for track.
Right. Yeah.
Like, dial him up like a whole package.
Do the 60
And I know
minutes.
we won't see him because track and everything going on, but at the same time, it's just like these guys you've brought in, like use their skills and their speed to your advantage.
Correct.
I'm not saying bring back like a Reggie Fish hide the midget, but can I say that? I don't know if I can say that.
You did. Yeah.
Man, well.
It's done.
Moving on.
All right. Boom. So we're gonna jump straight into it. I'm not even gonna ask you to do it. We're gonna get straight to no, it don't even matter. We're gonna get into basketball. Get into this portal situation. Adam, Hart, you wanna jump into this portal information?
Did he leave?
Yeah. Interesting.
My bad. Oh, there he goes. Hello.
Oh, he may have internet. Oh, there he goes.
I thought you, huh? Is your mic on?
Yeah.
Oh, there you are.
Can you hear me now?
I thought you
Welcome
got mad
back.
at me.
No. You good. Go ahead and run it, bro.
All right. Let's see. As far as the portal, I have well, we had Jerron Pierre Jr. on campus Friday and yesterday. I've heard there's been no kind of paperwork or anything started on him, so we'll see what that leads to. Malik Ewan is expected to be here tomorrow if he isn't already here tonight. That's the Florida State forward. So, and somebody we told you keep an eye on last week, I want to say. There's been a lot of rumors that he's already kind of been a silent commit and just waiting to make it official. But that kind of ties in with what I've been told about Nate Ament, how he was kind of a priority and they were kind of wanting him to commit, but they're not everybody sure if they're going to land him. And then as far as that's all I have on that for the portal.
I don't think, personal opinion, we get Nate Ament. I think it's Duke. I know there's still some talk of Tennessee and Louisville. I would just put it out of your head that he's coming here. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Don't think I am. Nick Pringle, I've heard, is already processing paperwork and such. It just hasn't been announced yet. So, I think we'll see Pringle and Ewan, and then possibly Pierre within the next few days, or at least we'll have better insight tomorrow, at least on Pierre. So
yeah, because there's rumors he was going to Ole Miss and then he didn't go. So I don't know.
He canceled his Auburn visits. But yeah, there's talk that they're scared that he might be leaning towards Ole Miss because of guaranteed playing time, which Cal doesn't guarantee playing time. Right. Wilkerson, I think, is off the table. I believe he took us out of his top team. Like when he released his top 4, we weren't in it. So he's one that, from what I've gathered, he wants to go somewhere where he knows that he's going to be the featured name, the featured player. That's not Arkansas, because you're going to be on a team full of names, full of highly touted recruits. So you can't come in and just expect like, hey, this is going to be my team. But you know, his recruitment apparently has been a little weird, a little wonky. So you know, Cal came in with a number, and he had that number. He's had that number for a while, and whether other teams are wanting to give him money or just offering up more playing time, it is what it is. Don't think we landed him. I think that was kind of when we saw the shift more towards Pierre. So, and then there's also talk too that DJ Wagner is looking to return. Yeah, I know we talked about last week that he was one that was now on the fence looking at entering the portal. And now there's talk that you're basically, you know, Cal put out the video thanking the fans, talking about retention, talking about fans wanting retention. I think you're going to have 4 return from last year's team, and that's Carter Knox, Billy Richmond, DJ Wagner, and Trevin Brazil. So Brazil's still been on the fence. If you are just undecided, I won't necessarily call it on the fence. But I think I think they're looking at those 4 as returning. I still personally, I'd never heard anything on Thero on agent wise. We heard before the tournament that he was going to test the draft waters, but not hire an agent, go get grades. Part of me feels like that's still on the table because we haven't heard anything about an agent, or at least I haven't, and I may have overlooked it. But which I get that draft projections and predictions and whatnot, that's what they are. They're guesses, the predictions, whatever. His have been complete opposites of each other. I've seen as high as 26. I've seen as low as 60. And it kind of goes the same for Boogie Fland. I've seen as high as 19, and I've seen undrafted in predictions. So I feel like Thero's one that's potentially, if he hadn't hired an agent, he's going to test the draft waters. I know some folks fear transfer portal, but I kind of look at it like he's already been with Cal for 3 seasons. He knows that he's going to be featured, get heavy minutes when he's healthy. So I don't see why there would be any indication that he would jump ship to another college team.
Gotcha.
So, but I look at DJ Wagner, Carter Knox, Billy Richmond, and Trevin Brazil all returning. Which
that's a nice nucleus to surround the young incoming freshman with. So I definitely like that. Not hurt if a man does go to Duke after the Goose Eggs. But he put up last night. Oh yeah.
And we get to see Duke. We're going to play him on Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
But and Darius Acuff dropped 24. So
that was a Nike. That was a Nike.
Yeah, the Nike Hoop Summit. Acuff had like 24, 3 or 5 assists, 2 steals. So,
gotcha.
He had himself a game, and that's one thing too. Like if we don't, before it was like, oh, I don't mind if we lose DJ because we've got. Here's one of those: you can never have too much talent. It's just figuring out where that talent goes. I still think, and I stand firm on this, that Darius Acuff is going to be a force in the SEC at point guard, and by all means, I mean, if he can run the show, you put DJ at 2. I mean, I think that's truly what you want.
Yeah. Hey, can I share with y'all something real quick? Cool. So look, yeah, I got a package.
You haven't opened it yet?
I got a package, dude. The people got to see my pack. Wait a minute.
What?
Yeah. All right. So guys, I got a package in the mail.
I just want to know how that's been sitting there since like Friday.
Unopened?
Because I waited for the show. So look, I got a package in the mail. Y'all make sure with nothing else extra for baseball cards or something. But look, I want to show the viewers what I got in the mail. I'm gonna let the guys talk about it.
Got himself a shirt.
Look at her. Look at her. Yeah. Hold on. Damn. Yes, sir. Yeah.
So when you see us at games sooner or later,
yeah,
we'll have our shirts on. But you can also go get your own shirts.
Right. So go ahead and put it on the screen and let them know where they can get these good old shirts. And the shirt does feel good. It's not, it's real breathable. See, the print looks real good on it. It's not bleeding to it like we did, like you try to check the other people and try to get other people to make the shirts. Man, the shirts look it really does look good.
Yeah, it's real soft. I like it.
That's the tri-blend, so I think that's
okay.
Bella canvas.
So yeah. The shirt is dope. It's real dope. I like it.
When this decides to pull up, but yeah. That one, and there's different colors, different fits.
And Hart, you got. Let me see. That's what yours look like right there, right?
He's got the correct.
Gotcha. But yeah, man, definitely, it's definitely worth a purchase. Like I said, you guys like what you see weekly, and you come in and support us. We're not telling you to buy it, but
Just saying. I mean, there's other types of shirts on here too.
Yeah, I seen you posted, but you started doing some high.
Yeah, I started doing high schools: Grizzly, Van Buren, Alma, Southside, Greenwood, Ozark.
Where's the zebra at?
Yeah, what PB at? What are schools down south?
Well, I was gonna. Do I put Pine Bluff or do I put Crime Bluff on here?
Oh.
We got softball. We got Bobby Petrino's motorcycle wreck. I had to do that.
Hey, we need to see if we can get a J.A. Fair War Eagle throwback because my school no longer exists.
I was going to say, are they around anymore?
Yeah, even McClellan. I went to McClellan.
Due to copyrights and trademarks, I can't put Bud Walton Arena on there, but nothing's stopping me from putting the nickname.
Mm-hmm.
We find workarounds.
Absolutely. But yeah, man, just want to let you guys know I wanted to wait and open it on the show. This is definitely a great texture. I think it's going to do great in the summer months as far as being breathable. The print is excellent on it. You got all the places you can view us on here.
And then also, too, if you do look at them, if you scroll down, there's more than just T-shirts. Hoodies, tank tops, hats, stickers. Yeah.
Oh, my dude. See, Todd, when we make your shirt, we won't put TY, we'll put HATER. Hater. We'll put on your shirt, Ty. That's what we're gonna put on your shirt, Ty. I'm glad you're here, Ty. I appreciate it, bro. But look, guys, anything else before we close out this
Yes, we do have a hog news.
Hey, it's time for some hog news.
Hey, DP didn't go anywhere this time. I mean, I just thought maybe I hurt your feelings.
Me? Feelings hurt? No. Go ahead, Mr. Hart. Let's do it.
All right. Well, we covered a lot of it in the portal stuff for the basketball side, so I'll give you the baseball one. I was told that this week Gage Wood will be making his return to the lineup, if you will, and he'll, of course, be on a pitch count coming off an injury, as all pitchers are. But I was also told within a month or so, 4 to 6 weeks, that he will probably be back in the rotation. So y'all were looking for that extra, the second day guy. Could be Gage Wood coming just in time for the tournament.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Anyway.
But that is it for me.
Next Sunday, enjoy your Easter.
Yes.
And WrestleMania, if you're watching, Brian, I know you're watching this right now. WrestleMania is next Saturday and Sunday. So
y'all do know wrestling fake, right?
It's predetermined.
Oh. Hey, next Sunday, what's the date?
420 for all you stoners out there.
Oh.
For all I'm sure the only way some of you can eat deviled eggs is if you're high. So
yeah, 2 things there.
I like them.
Two things there. Okay. Yeah, that's the date. 2. Adam, have you decided to eat Peeps this year? No, still not doing Peeps.
Mm-mm.
Somebody told me, man, they told me, said, man, you're the only black dude I know that eat Peeps. I don't understand what the issue is.
I saw Peeps cereal this weekend.
It's literally
can't do that.
Like,
I don't like
do
Peeps.
I mean, you wait for this time of year to eat Peeps. Why not just go to the store and get a bag of marshmallows?
Oh, you thought I don't? Oh yeah,
dude.
yeah, the big, yeah. I can't get the little ones because I got to put about 7 in my hand just to really enjoy it. So yeah, just eat a bag of marshmallows. It wasn't a good one. You didn't get me. You feel me? But yeah, man. Real quick before we get up out of here, I do want to know this. As guys that we talk off screen. And the people who watching us, they just looking like, did they really just say that? But we have a lot of discussions, cultural differences, etc. What does a traditional Easter meal look like with your family? Not now. Let's just say, maybe it is now. But like growing up, a traditional Easter meal, is that a thing? Or it's just like, hey.
Yeah, I mean, like we went to grandparents for lunch. Because that's when Easter egg hunt with the cousins and such. But I mean, I feel like it's pretty close to Thanksgiving in a sense.
Okay.
When I say that, I mean, but maybe not the turkey, but you've got ham,
Mm-hmm.
you've got all the sides,
mac and cheese, potatoes,
salad, all that. But I would basically say it's on the lines of like Thanksgiving lunch without the turkey.
Okay. I like that.
What's it for you?
Same, but very similar. Like it's nothing that you have to have. It's like I said, it's traditional. Everything except the turkey is similar to Thanksgiving.
And if I see a bunch of y'all posting a bunch of y'all's dyed eggs, I'm gonna know who got paid before. Egg prices, man.
Oh, dude, yeah, that's. So okay, of course now they're doing the plastic eggs, and they just put little candies and money in it for the kids to find. Hart, are you gonna participate in the Easter egg hunt?
No.
It's for the kids.
All right, I'm not a kid. Just maybe one at Hart, but no.
There you go.
One at Hart. Get it?
Brian, if I own chicken, hey man, I'm renting out my chickens for Easter. If you want real eggs, I'll rent out my chickens if I had a coop of chickens. See, Ty gets it.
Peeps for the desert.
I know what he meant. You hate it. Brad, just paint eggs.
I mean, it's not wrong.
Not wrong. Yeah. Either way go, man. Anybody else eat jelly beans?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. See, why you gotta be so difficult, bro? You don't eat jelly beans?
Jelly beans.
You eat shake head.
Those are just like Swedish fish, but different flavors.
Nobody eats Swedish fish. Okay. It's like eating the little mushy peanuts.
Those are circus peanuts?
Circus peanuts, disgusting.
If you want to talk about mushy peanuts, I mean, I thought you were going like boiled peanuts.
I've never went in the gas station and bought boiled peanuts. Disgusting for me. It's floating peanuts. I just don't. Popcorn, jelly bean.
Those ones are good.
They are good.
But the fun part is mixing regular jelly beans with those ones that taste really bad, like the bamboozled ones, and not telling the other people that you did that.
Yeah.
So kids just open up their Easter egg and like, oh, jelly beans, and go to eat it, and it tastes like fingernails or something.
People say I eat bougie jelly beans because like one tastes like popcorn and one tastes like licorice.
No, I mean the Jelly Belly ones, you get them in the like sampler pack that have all the different flavors.
Yeah, those are dope. Brian says Starburst jelly beans are the best. Facts. I do like them. Your dentist gonna be pissed at you, but yeah, they good. Swedish fish are an old man candy. See, he knows. Nobody does that. But you.
I'm not the only one.
Those Werthers.
Ty said, spell check got him. I knew what you meant, Ty. He was just hating. He won't take name off back of your shirt and call it himself. Circus peanuts are trash. Thank you. That's a poverty candy. Yeah.
In this economy, I mean.
At this point. Joshua, I'm down for Swedish fish. Well, I tell you what. You and Adam send each other some in the mail and let me know how that plays out.
At least you know what? I bet Josh would open it whenever he gets it and not wait for 3 days.
Are you getting like Joshua Paul? Is that what you're doing right now? You getting your feels about it?
You gonna remove me?
No, I won't remove you, sir. Jelly beans are right up there with Peeps. What? I can't have either one. Brad, come on, man. You gotta. Who else got some comments about this? My kids like Swedish fish, like Uncle Adam. They're weird. Hey,
why you gotta call Bryson and Lily like that?
Hey, but you know what? Also, he just called you.
Because I'm his kid's uncle.
That means you old.
What about Cadbury eggs?
Never had it. Never plan to.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me see.
The cream-filled eggs.
I think they're delicious.
And so let me ask you a question, Hart. So when you bite into it, what happens?
You're not gonna get me on this one.
I'm just asking. Like, do you let it melt, or do you just like bite into it? Like, how does that work?
I just bite into it,
and it just busts in your mouth. All right. So
I knew you were gonna do it.
Got him. Had to do it. Look, no. But I'm gonna tell you what's dope about Cadbury eggs. They play the same commercial from the 80s every year, bro.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
With the lion with the bunny. That's really dope. I like that part. I do like them though. I definitely go in Family Dollar and get a bag though.
The best thing is the Reese's eggs.
Yes.
All the other like Reese's throughout the year, you can throw those in the trash because the holiday Reese's are the best. Christmas trees, the eggs, the pumpkins, the footballs.
So I think you like my wife when you say that. And the only reason why I say that is because they're fresh. They just made them for the holiday. So
they
I
have, you want to get technical.
There we go.
They have like 30% more peanut butter than the other ones.
Let me guess. You read the nutrition facts on the back of the damn bag? That's what you did?
I looked it up on Google and there's articles about it.
Dude is an asshole, man. Look, we're going to get up out of here, man. We're going to get up out of here.
That's not bad time.
Y'all definitely enjoy y'all holiday next weekend.
130 people in here and we're fucking talking about Easter candy.
But that's what they love. We go off the rails and do what we do, man. Either way it go, man, we definitely appreciate y'all and love y'all for supporting us every single weekend, bro. And don't forget, check us out on X. Check us out on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button. Every week I look at the subscriptions. Once again, it's free 99. All you got to do is just press subscribe and then notify me. So when we come on live, it'll let you know, and then you won't miss out on any particular shows. Once again, we're going to be off next week. Let you guys enjoy your family. We'll definitely appreciate you. Transplant Texan, every week you say something, and by the time you say it, we're already gone. He says, not the good show part. He says, like, subscribe, and share. Yeah, see, he know. Thank you, man. Once again, we appreciate y'all, man. Hart, Adam, y'all enjoy y'all families. Have a great week. We're going to do it again sooner than later. Y'all be easy.
John Cena is going to win his 17th championship.
It's fake.
Oh, crap. That's not what I wanted to do. I was about to leave the studio, then y'all wouldn't know what to do.